Blog Talk Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. We now stand 10 years past the midpoint of a century that has witnessed 4 major wars among great nations. Until the latest of our world conflicts, the United States had no armaments industry. American makers of plowshares could, with time and as required, make swords as well. But we can no longer risk emergency improvisation of national defense. We have been compelled to create a permanent armaments industry of vast proportions. Added to this, 3.5 million men and women are directly engaged in the defense establishment. Now, this conjunction of an immense military establishment and a large arms industry is new in the American experience. The total influence, economic, political, even spiritual, is felt in every city, every state house, every office of the federal government. We recognize the imperative need for this development, yet we must not fail to comprehend its grave implications. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from beautiful downtown Shenzhen in Studio A, this is Tough Reality. We'll talk about anything that you want to talk about. Politics, religion, anything you don't discuss at the family dinner, we talk about here. Along with me today is wonderful engineer Kelly in Studio B. We're going to be talking about a lot of things tonight. Agree with me or not agree with me, call me. Come on the air. We'll discuss what you want to discuss. You can reach me at mike@toughreality.com. You can Skype me, MIKEAY2. You can get me on Skype. Call into our show. Listen to our show. Be attentive. All right. Thanks for listening. All right, everybody. How you doing? This is Mike with Tough Reality, toughreality.com. Thank you so much for listening. We are in beautiful downtown Shenzhen. It is 9 p.m. over here in wonderful Shenzhen, and hope that wherever you're at, East Coast time, it's actually 9 a.m., so that's pretty exciting. And it is June, I believe it's June the 12th already. My God, halfway through June 2014. Thank everybody for listening all over Asia, all over Africa, Europe, all over North America, South America, Australia, all over Antarctic and Arctic, even the aliens that are out there. This is Mike at Tough Reality in Studio A. But across from me In the other area, in Studio B, is the wonderful, the incomparable, the most wonderful Engineer Kelly. How you doing, Engineer Kelly? All right. She's trying to also dial in tonight, and we're doing some practices using Skype in the radio show. Since we're actually in China, she's going to use Skype, dial in through Skype, and then try to talk live on the air. I might ask her a few questions and see some things. But tonight, we're going to be talking about dating. We're going to be talking about different things with dating. And if you have a question, I can answer maybe one or two of those on the air. 516-418-5917. That's 516-418-5917. Again, you can go over to toughreality.com and you can find out a lot of stuff about us, a lot of things that we offer. We're going to be offering a wonderful conference about dating and some of those things. And we're going to be putting up the information about the conference over at toughreality.com and our brand new interesting website, which is called Conquer Your Dating. That's conqueryourdating.com. You can go ahead and put your information in there. You can email me, and I'll send you the link, and we'll get it all set up. And you'll be able to listen to us. Probably be about 60 minutes, full hour of information, question answering, back and forth. We've been, Adrian, my friend, and I have been very successful in the dating world, and so we want to give some of that information out so you guys can use it for yourself. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about approach and how people perceive you when you approach them. You know, in a lot of the cultures throughout the world, men, it's about the same. I don't care if it's Asian culture or European culture or American culture. Most men are afraid of women. And we know that, you know, this might come from a deep-rooted subconscious feeling because of the mom. And maybe nothing wrong with respecting your mom, but they might fear their mom sometimes, as the man sometimes would fear the woman. Well, the man has to get out of that cradle, so to speak, and he needs to man up and understand that a woman loves not to be controlled, but a woman loves to see a man who's in control. Okay? So there's a big difference there. Most men that try to get a relationship try to control the woman, and a woman doesn't want to be controlled. But if a man can control himself, then the woman's very attracted to that. They just naturally are. And because they find it like a mystery, like a special secret of why this man doesn't want to just jump all over the woman and give her gifts and give her this, that, and the other. You know, we teach in Conquer Your Dating how to approach a woman. And let me tell you what the best approach for a woman is, and that's that you don't approach. You allow them to come within your sphere where you're located. If it's in a bar, if it's in a restaurant, if it's wherever, allow the person to come into your sphere. Don't go out trying to prowl, P-R-O-W-L, for all of my English teaching students. Don't prowl around and try to lurk and try to. People don't like that. It's creepy. C-R-E-E-P-Y. Creepy. Don't be creepy. Be interesting. Appear that you have it all together with what you want to do. Understand what you're good at and what you're not. Always have it ready in your mind to explain in 30 seconds who you are, what you do, what motivates you. Be ready to say that type of thing. When somebody comes into your sphere, into your area, and they're near you, you might say something like, pardon me, do I know you? But you didn't go seek out this person. Maybe they're standing right next to you. They're stopped for a minute. Look at them. Pause. Pardon me, do I know you? You look like I went to elementary school with a person that looked just like you. And maybe you're her. Is your name Nancy? And then guess what they'll do? They're going to say, no, my name is Mary. Or no, my name is Jill. And that starts your conversation. That's just the beginning of your conversation. You want to appear interesting. An interesting person, listen to this, an interesting person will ask questions but answer very few. You want to appear mysterious. You don't want to just blah, 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 blah. No, guy, listen, most guys, when they get around a woman, they talk too much. You don't need to do that. You don't need to enlighten her about your whole life story from the time you were born until today. Don't do that. Highlights of your life at most. So when that person comes into your sphere, into your area, you say, pardon me, do I know you? You look familiar to somebody I went to school with. Is your name, and it doesn't matter what name it could be. It could be Ruth, it could be Mary, it could be Jody. It doesn't matter what the name is. But use a name from school so you're not lying. I went to a school with a girl named Vicky. Is your name Vicky? And guess what they're going to say? Well, no. My name is Sandy. Now, that's a lot different than a guy going up to a girl and saying, hi, my name is Bill. What's your name? If you walk up to a girl and you say, hi, my name's Jack. What's your name? There's a big L on your head. Loser. Loser. She didn't ask you to come over there. She didn't ask you to go talk to her. There's no control there. You don't know what the heck you're doing. But if you're sitting down, she walks around and is just in your area and she stops, talk to her. Talk to the people that are around you in the restaurant, around you in the bar. Look at somebody who looks interesting. You see them, you pause, you look at them and say, hey, you look familiar. I went to a school with a girl named Vicky. You look like Vicky. Your name isn't Vicky, is it? No, my name is Ruth. Oh, my mistake. Are you from? And then you ask them maybe where they're from. And let me give you a little formula. F-O-R-M, form. F-O-R-M, form. You ask them about their family, about their occupation, about the recreation, and then you give them a message. So, family, you might say something like, is your family from wherever you're at? If you're in Washington State, you might say, is your family from Washington? No, they're from New Jersey. Then branch a question off of that. New Jersey, and say this, New Jersey, really? Just like that. And then you bring up a comment about New Jersey. Isn't Rutgers University in New Jersey? Oh, yes. My uncle went to Rutgers. Really? Do you hear that? What did he study? He studied marketing. What? Really? Again, really. I studied marketing at Marquette University in Milwaukee. You give more information. Now they know you have a degree. As you give the information, you want to think of this like building a ladder. You want to have about 3 to 5 interactions with that person. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. At least 3 to 5. The more interactions you have back and forth, the more the person will like you. If a person likes you, they will begin to trust you. If a person trusts you, then they think then about maybe this might be someone I want as a friend or partner, relationship. Do you understand? You can't just go up to a woman. I have a friend who believes that you can just walk up to a woman and say, hey, let's have sex. Oh, you're so wrong. That might work in 1 out of 100 cases, but do you really want to have sex with somebody who wants to have sex as soon as you talk to them? Probably not. Probably not. So family, F. Form, F-O. Occupation. You might say, well, what do you do to make your millions? Ask something funny. You know most people you meet don't make $1 million a year. So just say, hey, what do you do to make your millions? Oh, millions? I don't make any millions. They laugh. You want to get them laughing. I don't make millions. Oh, really? Well, anyway, what do you do to make your thousands or whatever you make? And you might say something like, I make thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm a thousandaire. Moving towards a millionaire, right? You might say something funny like that. They might say, well, I'm a nurse. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm a CPA. It doesn't matter what they are. It doesn't matter what they say. Listen to this. It doesn't matter what they say. You go ahead and say the same thing. If they say, I'm a CPA, you say, really? Just like that. You want to sound interested in what they do, who they are. Now, if they start talking to you and they start saying things like, I'm a CPA, I'm a this, and they sound like that. Oh, if they start sounding like that, shut down the conversation. Shut it down. You don't need any negative people in your life. The worst that can happen if you find a good person to talk to is you find a good positive person that can be a relationship that you can network with about your business, about your life. Who knows, this person might not be interested in you for a date, but they might have a sister. They might. You don't know that. Now, ladies, this works for women too. You want to appear interesting. So, family, occupation. I'm a CPA. Really? Wow. CPA. I think that's cool. My son's a CPA. Or say something related to CPA. Like, I could say something like, for example, me. I could say, CPA, oh my gosh, I hate numbers. I can't handle it. I'm glad you could do that. When I make my millions, you can be my CPA. You see? Say something funny and interesting. So family, occupation, recreation. You need to say something and add a compliment to it when you talk about recreation. For example, you might say something, what do you do for recreation that keeps you so fit? Now, if she's 400 pounds or he's 400 pounds, don't say that. Say something different. But if they're in good shape, you can say something like, wow, well, let me ask you a question. What do you do what for recreation that keeps you in such good shape? And when you say in such good shape, I want you to take your hand, open it up, not a fist or a pointer finger, but open the whole hand flat, point all fingers at that person, and you say, what do you do, and move your hand towards them. What do you do for recreation to keep you so fit? And bounce your hand up and down like, keep you so fit. If you could see me, you'd see my hand. It goes down, keep me so fit, keep you so fit, okay? And they're going to tell you, oh, I play badminton, I play tennis, I play football, I do aerobics. Aerobics? Oh, my gosh. I wish I could do aerobics. You know, I'd like to do aerobics, but, man, that running stuff, you've got to be strong to do that. And then they're going to disagree with you probably and say, no, you don't have to be strong. And then at this point, they might say something like, hey, well, why don't you come down to the gym with me, and I'll show you some things that I do for exercise. Because you might say something like, yeah, I want to lose a few pounds. I want to get a little more fit. Then they're asking you on a fitness date. How about that? Or what do you do for recreation that keeps you so blah, 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 that keeps you so fit, that keeps you so positive, that keeps you so uplifting, that keeps you so bubbly? What do you do for recreation that keeps you so interesting? You think I'm interesting? Yeah. So far, now, I haven't asked you a lot of questions, but we'll see. Maybe later I won't find you interesting. Make it funny. Tell them they're interesting, then pull back a little bit, just like fishing. pull back a little bit, telling them they're beautiful, you're gorgeous. Now, if you marry them, yeah, that's something you should do every day. But if you're not married to this person, don't go right away and say, oh, you're so beautiful. That puts a big L on your head. L stands for loser. You don't have to say that. You can say it indirectly, but you don't have to say it directly like that. Okay? So family, occupation, recreation, and then we come down to the message. Now, the message is where you give a 30-second commercial. Did you hear me? The message is where you give a 30-second commercial. You might say, well, what does that mean, Mike? Well, you want to give a commercial that's about you, but doesn't brag about you. You say, I've been talking to you, and I find it very interesting who you are. And quite frankly, I don't have a lot of time. I'm getting ready to leave here. I have another business appointment to go to. Say it just like that. I have to leave here shortly. I have another business appointment to go to. Or you can also say, I have another date to go to. But I have another date to go to, but I have another business appointment to go to, but I have a lot of things in my life going on. I do this, I do that. Say what you do. I'm a IT manager. I'm a CPA. I'm a this. I'm a that. I, like you, went to university, did a lot of great things, and had a good time. But I would really enjoy meeting with you again and talking a little more. Now, they're going to say one of two things. They're going to say, oh, or they're going to say, no. Either way, it doesn't matter. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to ask them to a coffee shop, for example, not a bar, not a movie, not a rock concert, not a dance club, a coffee shop. And let me tell you why. The second part of this, the first part is the introduction, the form, and meeting the person. But the second part is where you will influence them to really get involved either with a relationship, a serious relationship with you, or a casual relationship. But this is where you, at this coffee shop, are going to talk to them directly using some techniques that we talk about in Conquer Your Dating. Things like NLP, things like bank. We're going to talk about some different things, some negging. We're going to talk about that. We're going to show you how to make yourself more interesting and make the other person attracted to you. Now, these type of techniques, believe it or not, will work in business and in the dating realm. Okay, so you've gotten to the point where you're in your message and you ask them, I'd like to, and notice I say it, I don't say, would you like to go meet me at a coffee shop? I don't say that. I would like to is the way you say it. Don't ask for permission. I'd like to meet you at a coffee shop. Now listen. Next Tuesday or Thursday. What works for you? I'd like to meet you at a coffee shop. Now at that point, I'd say no. If they do, don't push it. Just, you had practice, you're done. Okay? If they say, like that, then you're going to say, I'd like to meet you at a coffee shop. Oh, like that? I'd like to do it either Tuesday or Thursday. What works for you? There's no opportunity. If you tell them Tuesday or Thursday, there's no opportunity for them to say no. They have to choose. Do you understand? So they have to choose. Now, they might say, I can't do Tuesday or Thursday, but I can do Friday. Don't, at that point, since you've already started talking to them, don't say, I can't do that. Okay, you're already opened up. You can say something like, well, Friday I'm a little busy, but what I can do is I can move around my appointments. Say it that way. Don't say, oh, yeah, I'm all open on Friday. Loser. No, don't say that. Give her the opportunity. Give him the opportunity. Tuesday or Thursday next week. Tuesday or Thursday next week. Then they're going to say, oh, I can't do. They're going to say, oh, yes, I can do Tuesday. Oh, yes, I can do Thursday. Or they're going to say, I can't do Tuesday or Thursday, but I can do Saturday. And you'll do something like this. Now, listen, you'll go, well, I tell you what, I'll do it on Saturday. I have to move around a few appointments, but I'll do it. Do you understand? Sigh like this. Well, okay, I have to move around a few appointments. You sound busy, but let's do it on Saturday. So after that, now it's a matter of time. So if they say yes to Tuesday or Thursday, you say, okay, in your mind, you have to have 2 times. What works better for you, 7 p.m. or 9 p.m.? And it doesn't matter what day. Whatever day they've agreed to, you got the day now. Well, what works better for you, 7 or 9 p.m.? I have 7 or 9 p.m. open. What works best for you? Well, 7 works great, okay? 7 on Saturday, I'll see you then. What's your phone number? And guess what? They will give you their phone number every time. They just set a date with you. Please give me your... No, just say, what's your phone number? Just like that. What's your phone number? And usually I will say, what's your phone number? Okay, it's 253. I use the area code of wherever I'm at. And then they'll correct you. Oh, no, it's 425, blah, 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 blah. Or, okay, it says 253-621, blah, 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 blah. And now you have their phone number, you have their name. Do you understand? That makes it, it's very simple. But you have to practice a little bit. You're going to screw it up sometimes. That's true. Okay? But understand that just because you're practicing, just look at it this way. You are just practicing being a good person. Now, isn't that a good thing? You're not out to take their money. You're not out to use them. Don't use these techniques to use people. Use these techniques to develop your good. You're going to, look, you want to become a valuable asset to anybody that's in a relationship with you. You want other people to look at that relationship that you have, and you're going to say, man, she's a lucky girl, or man, he's a lucky guy. Do you understand? That's what you want. You want to be proud of your relationship. You don't want to hide your girlfriend or hide your wife. You don't want to hide your husband, hide your boyfriend. You want everybody to know, hey, this guy's cool or this girl's cool. So your message is a 30-second commercial. You're going to ask them Tuesday or Thursday. If they can't do that, they go on Saturday. You're like, oh, okay, well, I have to move my appointments around. What's better, 7 or 9 p.m.? They might say, well, 7 and 9 p.m., I'm busy, but I can do it at 5 o'clock. You'll say, okay, well, I tell you what. I will move my 5 o'clock appointment to 9 o'clock, and I will take and use that time to have an appointment with you. Now, that gives them value without saying you're valuable. That gives them value in their head. So they're set. They're like, yeah, got value. He's excited about it. So this is only part 1. There are 3 phases in this technique that I'm talking about here. This is just the first phase. I don't know yet whether I'm going to talk about the second and third phases on the radio show. We'll be doing trainings, and you'll be able to attend some of the trainings, and you'll be able to hear it. But this is very powerful stuff. This is time tested. Many times on dates, people who've been with me have seen me create dates with 5 or 6 different people within a 2-hour period. So you can do this. I'm no superhuman. And if you're just out there making friends and how to win friends, influencing people, it's an awesome deal. So this is our dating show, Tough Reality Dating. And we have more and more stuff. We're going to be doing conferences. Look for the webinars on the Tough Reality Show. There will not be any replays of webinars. We will replay, of course, radio shows. You're going to be able to pick those up. Grab me on iTunes. We're going to put this radio show up on the Conquer Your Dating site, so you'll get a chance to see it there. We'll have webinars available there. But the webinars, again, will not be replayed. You miss it, you don't get it. You snooze, you lose, man. So you can do what you want to do. Write me, email me, And catch me on Skype, MikeAemisegger, and then you can do what you want to do. I'll help you out if I can. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been great listening to you, being with you today. This is Mike at Tough Reality. And again, remember, always in life, that you choose for you. It's Mike. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening today. Tough Reality, toughreality.com. We had a great show today. And as you listen to our shows, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, YouTube and Pinterest. Skype me, MikeEAY, the number 2, at Skype. You can also email me at mike@toughreality.com. I want to make sure that each one of you understand that we care for you here at Tough Reality. And the Tough Reality is this: you choose for you. Nobody else chooses for you. You make that decision. Until we talk again, until we hear you again, until you speak to me again, or until you listen to us again, we want to make sure that all of you tune in the next time. Tell your friends, your relatives, anybody else that wants to get a double dose of Tough Reality. Thanks for listening, everybody. Take it away, Frank. Bye-bye.
I did what I had to do, saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course.